Over the next few minutes, I'll be explaining how to take a project that just got painted all the way through polish. After we paint, we're left with an orange peel-like texture that should be finish sanded to give us a nice, smooth, glossy finish. We'll start by coating our surfaces with a guide coat, which is 1 part contrasting paint and 20 parts reducer. We'll mix that up and wipe the surface. It'll be able to show us where we've sanded and where we need to sand a little bit more. Once the guide coat is removed by sanding, we know that the surface is flat. So we'll be sanding with a 6-inch aluminum flat block. We'll wrap it with our 800 grit A-weight wet to dry sandpaper. And we are going to sand in a 45-degree direction using long strokes until all the orange peel is gone. We'll know that the orange peel is gone when the guide coat is gone. It is important that we don't apply too much downforce because this will unevenly flex the structure that we're sanding on. We'll avoid areas like the leading edge and trailing edge because here the PSI is increased a little bit too much for 800. With 1200 grit, we're going to come back perpendicular to our 800. We usually do this by switching hands, and we're going to continue with long strokes. The goal for 1200 is to remove the remaining orange peel and 800 scratches. The reason we leave the edges for 1200 is because the PSI is increased and we have a higher risk of sanding too much. The worst thing we can do at this spot in the project is sand through our paint into our primer. After we get all that guide coat removed in 1200, the surface should be flat and all the orange peel should be removed. We'll switch to 1500 grit and we will switch our stroke direction to go either span-wise or nose to tail, basically the longest direction on the part. We want to perform nice long scratches all the way down the surface so that when the sun shines on it, it'll be harder to catch with the eye. After we finish with 1500, it's time to move on to polishing. We use an 8-inch wool buffing pad on a Milwaukee buffer. We use the first 2 steps of a 3M product called Perfect It. The first step is going to remove all the 1500 scratches, and the step 2 is going to leave the surface completely swirl free. Now we're ready to detail these parts and get ready for reassembly.